You've probably been scrolling through endless specs and glossy ads, wondering if there's a projector that actually lives up to the hype without turning your living room into a tech jungle. You want something that's reliable, easy to set up, and worth every penny, not just a gadget that looks impressive on paper. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The biggest fear is spending a good chunk of money on a unit that dazzles in the showroom but ends up needing a degree in optics to make it work at home. When it comes to home theater, the biggest trade-off is always between image quality and convenience. Traditional lamp-based projectors can give you bright pictures, but you're stuck changing bulbs every few years and dealing with a warm, noisy cabinet. On the other end, ultra-short-throw laser models promise cinema-level brightness but often come with a premium price tag and a steep learning curve for placement. The XGIMI Horizon 20 lands in the middle of that spectrum, promising a 4K experience with an RGB triple laser engine, while keeping the whole package in a single, all-in-one box. The real question is whether that promise translates into a day-to-day experience that matches what you actually want to watch: movies on Friday night, a quick gaming session, or the occasional family slideshow. First, let's talk about the setup. The Horizon 20 is designed to be as plug-and-play as a modern smart TV. You pull the unit out of the box, plug it into a power outlet, and connect your source, whether that's a streaming stick, a game console, or a laptop, via HDMI. The built-in Android TV interface means you can scroll through Netflix, YouTube, or Disney Plus without an extra box. In my testing, I was able to get a full-screen image on a 120-inch wall within 10 minutes. The only nuance is the throw distance. It's not an ultra-short throw, so you need about 2.5 meters between the projector and the screen to hit its native 4K resolution. That's a manageable amount of space for most living rooms, but if you live in a studio apartment with a tiny balcony-style layout, you might find the distance a limiting factor. Brightness is where the triple laser system really shines. XGIMI advertises 3200 ISO lumens, and in a dimly lit room the image looks vivid enough that you can see fine detail in dark scenes without the picture turning muddy. In a brighter environment, like a living room with ambient lighting, the image still holds up better than most lamp-based competitors at the same price point. The color reproduction benefits from the RGB Laser trio: reds stay punchy, greens are rich, and blues don't bleed into purple. For a typical movie night, that translates to more immersive shadows and a pop that you'd normally associate with a dedicated home theater projector that costs a few $100s more. Now, for gamers, the Horizon 20 claims pro-level gaming features. What does that mean in practice? The projector supports a 120Hz refresh rate over HDMI 2.1, which is a rare find in this price bracket. I ran a couple of fast-paced titles, first-person shooters and racing simulators at 1080p and 120Hz, and the input lag felt negligible, comparable to a mid-range gaming monitor. The low-latency mode is a simple toggle in the settings menu, so you don't need to dive into a technical manual to activate it. If you're the type who enjoys couch gaming with friends, the Horizon 20 gives you a large, immersive canvas without the jitter you sometimes see on cheaper laser units. That said, there are a few practical drawbacks worth mentioning. Because it's a laser projector, the fan is always on, and while it's quieter than a lamp projector's cooling system, you'll still hear a soft whirring in a completely silent room. It's not a deal breaker, but if you plan to use the unit for late-night movie marathons, you might notice the sound after a while. Another point is the lens shift. The unit offers vertical lens shift, which helps you fine-tune the image without moving the whole projector, but it lacks horizontal lens shift. That means you need to be a little more precise when aligning the picture left-right, especially if your wall isn't perfectly centered relative to the projector's position. Who should consider buying the Horizon 20? If you already have a decent amount of wall space, want a single device that handles streaming, gaming, and occasional presentations, and you're looking for a brighter, color-accurate image without the hassle of lamp replacements, this projector checks those boxes. It also makes sense for people who appreciate the sleek designs. XGIMI's all-in-one simplicity really does look modern, and the unit sits nicely on a low shelf or a dedicated projector stand. The built-in Android TV platform means you don't need extra hardware to access your favorite apps, which is a plus for anyone who doesn't want to manage multiple devices. On the other hand, if you live in a bright, sunlit room and can't control ambient light, a higher lumens commercial projector might still be a safer bet. Likewise, if you're a hardcore home theater purist who wants 4K native resolution with HDR10+ at 60Hz, and you have